Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, getting back at the 79 F150, ran into an issue. I was actually just going to drive it up to the shop and work on it a little bit. Unfortunately, the air compressor won't kick on, so I have no air in the system. I'm back stuck on the ground again with this thing. So today I'm going to do a quick diagnosis of what's going on and bring you guys along with me. So the first thing I noticed, fired the truck up, letting it warm up a little bit, flipped the switch on for the compressor, and I don't hear anything going on back there. So, of course, I did what any normal person would do, grabbed a hammer, started beating the snot out of my compressor. When that didn't work, I decided it was time to bring in the big guns. So I got my multimeter with me. I'll give you guys a quick shakedown of what this thing is. Really good bang for the buck tool here if you guys don't have one. Here's the meter I use around the house. It's a Centec 61593. You can see that. I actually picked it up at Harbor Freight a few years ago, and it's done really well for me. Mainly I use it for my automotive stuff, but I do use it around the house as well when I'm working on electrical in the house. This thing's done me really, really well for the money, especially. If I remember correctly, it was somewhere around the $30 range. Anyway, let's move to the back and see what we got going on. Alright, I know that's a little bit hard to see, but obviously I got my switch turned on for the compressor. I got nothing happening. So first thing I'm going to do is just check and make sure I got good power back here. And you can see that's 12 volts. My battery's probably a little low on the truck, but which also tells me that I have good ground. So I'm just checking the power input to the relay and checking the ground, which I have the ground for the relay and for the compressor tied into the same point. So I know I'm getting good ground to the compressor. So next thing I'm going to do is unhook the power to the compressor and see what I got there. I don't know if you can see that, but that is 0.8 of a volt. That's not enough to kick a compressor on. So there's definitely an issue there. Check the other side. And there we got 12 volts. So what that tells me, I'll get you in here a little bit. Obviously this wiring isn't the best. I did it a long time ago, and it was just meant to be temporary then. I have my main power for my relay coming in. I have my keyed source, which in my case is just on a toggle switch. I have the power to the compressor, and then obviously right down here, see if I can get that, is the ground for the system and for the relay. And I only have 0.8 of a volt coming out of this guy here, which should be 12. Which means if I hotwire this, there we go. Compressor works. Proving that out. So that tells me that the relay's going bad. Now normally I'd just twist the old petcock there on the air tank and bleed all the air off. Unfortunately, this thing sat around so long, and I imagine it has enough rust in the tank that petcock's stuck closed. So I'm gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Alright, if you're ever in a pinch and you need to dump all your air for any reason, I've done this a couple times in the past. Just go ahead and hold one up and hold one down. There we go. That should be empty. I can start pulling lines off. get any little bit extra that's left in the tank out of there, and get that tank pulled off so I can pull that pressure switch out. Now, these are the pressure switches I like to use on my truck. Everybody else has their own, personal preference, but I've used these multiple times and always had really good luck. In fact, the one on the truck right now is probably going on 15 years old, and this is the first time I've ever had any problem with it. You can see right there, it's a Viair part. There's the part number for it. Well, got the new switch put in. Everything seems to be working like it should. Compressor's coming on every time I flip the switch, so that's a good sign. I'm going to let this thing cycle for a while, let it build up pressure, and then I think we should go for a drive. AC working probably before I start driving it too much more. This thing being a big old tin can is not very comfortable come summertime. Well, not the video I planned on making today, but definitely one that needed to be done. Can't move that truck around if the air isn't working on it. All ended up just being this little guy. Got the new one put in, obviously. Seems to be working just fine. Went and took it on a decent cruise. It was nice to get that truck out again. This is probably the furthest I've driven it in several years. So definitely need to look into the air conditioning on it. I know that should probably be low on the priority list, but that thing gets hot. So in upcoming videos, I still plan on getting the transmission done. I really just got to find time to get that thing pulled out and get it down to the transmission shop. Other things to do on the list are redo the front suspension setup. The rear setup seems to be fine. I'll go through and nut and bolt that at some point and make sure everything's good, but driving it, it felt fine. Need to just get some of the things done that make it a little bit nicer to drive. The AC, the heat, the interior, things like that. So if you made it this far in the video, do me a favor, go down, hit the like button, make sure you subscribe to the channel to follow along with all my builds and all my projects. I'll probably be coming back soon with another sign painting video, and I definitely have some more work going on the Ranger. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.